Good morning, YouTube. It is March 5th, Tuesday, March 5th, 9:36 a.m. Central Standard Time. Good morning. Ooh. Wake up, Mr. Slightly, Mr. Slightly, Mr. Slightly, Mr. By himself. He's so impressed. They don't play D, motherfucker, D. Isaiah Thomas. That was pretty good, actually. What are we going to talk about today? If you're watching this on YouTube, you can check these out live every single morning, 9 a.m.-ish on playback.tv/SlightlyBias. If you're watching this on playback.tv/SlightlyBias, you can watch this over on the Slightly Bias Clips channel. The Slightly Bias Clips channel. A good amount of games last night. Some interesting stuff. So I do want to talk about the Bucks got a great win. A great win. And you know what? We've shitted on the Bucks. We've laughed at them. We made fun of them. But we got to give them some flowers where they're due. They've been playing some pretty good basketball. And a win last night, a come-from-behind win, belt to ass. Bobby Portis is a psychopath. You combine him with Pat Beverly, and there are psychopathic levels that we haven't seen in quite some time on the basketball court. But a great win without Giannis, who was a late scratch. The Kings suffer what I actually think is one of the worst losses I've witnessed from a team this season. Absolutely one of the worst losses I have seen a team suffer this season. Absolutely atrocious what went down last night in Sacramento. This is a bad team. I'm not bad team, but this is not a good team. I'll just come out and say it. I don't think the Kings are good. And then a Lakers win over the Thunder. That has me kind of questioning some things. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't. If I'm a Thunder fan and I get matched up against the Lakers in round one, I'm not feeling good. I am not feeling good. And then I started thinking about it. Was talking to a friend, and I'm like, well, what matchup is good for the Thunder? Their weakness can be very easily exploited. Yeah, Warriors and like Kings. And it's just, after that, it starts to get into some territory. Suns for sure. You know, Nurkic did have 30-plus rebounds a couple nights ago, but who knows with the Suns. But first, I want to talk about, and this is literally only going to be for like 5 minutes, because I know that some non-Mavs fans do watch these streams. We do have a lot to talk about. But I want to spend 5 minutes talking about this real quick. Tim Legler. I thought hit the nail right on the fucking head. I don't know, was this today or what? I don't know when this was. On First Take, talking about the Mavericks and their recent little slide here and their loss to Philadelphia a couple of nights ago that we talked about ad nauseum yesterday. But
been high on Dallas since the acquisitions at the trade deadline, since they found the chemistry between Kyrie and Luka, and Kyrie has looked energized and into it, and he looks like, he wants to be out there every night. Here's the problem. I'm just going to call them out. They don't play hard enough. Preach. It's that simple. Wow. They do not lay it on the line defensively the way you have to be considered a legitimate contender. They have everything they need offensively every single night to go toe-to-toe with any team in this league because of the way that Luka controls the game as a scorer and passer and the supplemental offense they get out of Kyrie, and they got more than enough shooting. They got bouncy legs in the middle now. They got everything you need offensively. They just gave up 127 points a game in the last 5 games. They don't compete on the defensive end of the floor to the extent that you need to, plain and simple. And if they don't, absolutely right, both of you. They could lose in the play-in. They could lose in the first-round series. If they can just leave a little more skin on the floor, they have an opportunity to truly challenge to get to the Western Conference Finals. If they do it. If they don't, they go home early, and it's just a bunch of gaudy numbers that guys are putting up every night that doesn't mean anything.
So this is what I've been saying for the longest time. Genuinely, like before the trades, anything. Before the trades, watching the games, watching them back, it's like, guys, I know that we want like these complex answers and oh, they didn't do this and they don't do that and they don't do this and it's a personnel issue. Yeah, there are personnel problems and yeah, there are some other problems. They just don't fucking try. Like you want their effort is horrible. Their consistent effort is one of the worst in the league defensively. Like genuinely, it is shocking. It is shocking how inconsistent their effort is defensively. And B-Dot's 100% right. It is completely and totally non-negotiable to play defense. You don't pick and choose when you play defense. You don't pick and choose your spots. Defensively, you play every single fucking night. You play every single fucking minute. Period. Your shot's not falling, doesn't matter. Play defense. You turn the ball over, who cares? Get back. Play defense. You thought you got fouled? Who gives a shit? Get back. Play defense. Complain after the whistle. They say it after the games themselves. I know it's not the answer people want, and it's not like I'm not like giving anybody a pass here. Like it falls on everybody. If you're the coaching staff, you have to make sure these guys are ready to play, or play the guys who are going to fucking play defense. That's it. And they don't do that, obviously. So it's not. I'm not giving anybody a pass here at all. I want to be very clear there. You got to put people out on the court who are going to play defense. And it should be non-negotiable, man. If you're going to fuck around on defense and not get back, not hustle, not try, you're off the floor. Now, there are some guys you can't do that with, obviously. You know who I'm talking about. Won't say the names out loud because I'll get screamed at and yelled at. Luka don't play hard on defense. Why should others? That is part of the problem. That's part of the problem. I get yelled at anytime I say it, but it's true. If you've played any sport ever, you go as your best player goes. You go as your best player goes. Funny because there's people on Twitter who are like always quote tweet me. They're like, yeah, this guy's never played sports. I promise you I was better at the sport I played than you ever were at any other sport. I promise you. I promise you. Yeah, I mean, here's the problem, though. Here's one of the problems with the Mavs, right? Here's one of the problems. And again, we're going to move off this in a second. Is that, yes, I think Derrick Jones Jr. has to play a lot. The problem is when his offense isn't going, he's a negative on the floor. And that kind of ruins some stuff with you because it's like, well, that makes it difficult to play Lively and Gafford, who don't space the floor. If Derrick Jones Jr. is out there and defenses aren't accounting for him, and PJ Washington struggling from three, and defenses aren't really accounting for him either. And it's like, so you got three guys who defenses don't have to like sell out for. Shooting wise, that does kind of fuck it up offensively for you. But my thing comes back to this always, and it has been lately. You have a half court maestro. You have the guy where any player in the league, choose any player in the league. Hey, the game is slowed down to a screeching halt. I need a basket. I need a shot. I need a good look. I'm taking Luka Doncic, okay? Most people would take Jokic. That's fine. But I'm taking Luka Doncic. The way he can bend a defense, the way he can get to his spot, his shot making, I'm taking him. I'm feeling comfortable. Just slow the game down, dude. Seriously. Play at your pace. Play the tempo you were made to play. That's it. And that's my feelings on it. Is that yes, their effort has to be better. It's fucking non-negotiable. And whenever Kid gets fired, because he will, I'm not entertaining firing Kid now. It's never going to happen ever. They're not firing Kid now, okay? Something insane off the court would have to happen. There's less than 20 games in the season. It would be insane. Faster tempos to get other involved. Don't care. Hasn't worked. Shout out to Greg's Court. I think this caption's funny. Jason Kidd, please listen to Tim Legler defense. The Dallas Mavericks roster. Please listen to Tim Legler. Try every game. Try every game, please. All right, so that was my quick little Mavs rant. We'll see. The Mavs play the Pacers tonight. Let's see if they have a nice little bounce back. Nice little revenge game. Hopefully they do. Okay, where do we want to start with the games that happened last night? Because Lakers Thunder is interesting. Lakers, okay. So obviously the problem with this Thunder team is that their size puts them at a very big disadvantage. We know this. Rebounding, they're one of the worst rebounding teams in the league, if not the worst. There was a stretch where they were the worst. The Thunder were on the second night of a back-to-back. That is true. We do have to put that. We do have to factor that into the equation. But the Lakers have given them some trouble this year, though. And I do think in a playoff series, even though I think just yesterday I said no one's scared of the Lakers in a playoff series, I think if I were a Thunder fan, I'd be a little scared of them. I'd be a little scared of them in a postseason setting. And then that gets to some uncomfortable conversations, obviously, where it's like, well, who do we feel good about? The Oklahoma City Thunder, if we just look at rebounding rates and percentages, they are the worst defensive rebounding team in the league. They give up an offensive rebound on 30% of the opposing team's misses. That's the highest number in the NBA. They are also the second worst offensive rebounding team in the league. I mean, Dagnall himself said this. I believe it was after the Suns game when Nurkic put up 30-something rebounds. It was like, yeah, we're not going to be perfect. Like, we're going to give up a lot of rebounds. And they got absolutely slaughtered on the glass in this game. And AD just kind of feasted and did whatever he wanted. 24 points, 7 of 12, 10 of 11 at the free throw line. It poses kind of a big problem for this Thunder team. And it is this interesting balance. Yeah, the Lakers aren't a great rebounding team. But what the Lakers issues that they give the Thunder is their size. They are a big team. You got Anthony Davis. They play slow. You know, they're going to feed Anthony Davis and let him cook.
San Antonio.
I'm going to start using Bucket List fans more on here just for some quick little highlights. It's a great resource. I feel like not enough people know about it.
Came out on top. Otherwise, it's been a great run for the Thunder.
I feel like not enough people know. But it's this delicate balance for the Thunder. Because having selling out to go get a bigger guy who can defend bigs and rebound. That was a great pass by D'Lo. You can't those guys don't grow on trees, especially guys who can also shoot. Like, there's maybe 2 or 3 of those guys in the league. Now, the Thunder do have a treasure trove of assets, so maybe they could figure something out to go get a guy like that. But, man, it's a problem. And it does pose a bit of an issue for them moving forward. Because we know how the NBA is trending with size. And the Thunder are small, but it's not like they're, like, super small at every position. You know, Shea's pretty big. J-Dub is a big guy. Chet, obviously. But it poses a pretty big issue for them, I think. And I'm kind of interested to see. I think it's why a lot of teams are circling the Thunder as like a potential matchup in the first round. It sucks if you're a Thunder fan. You're having this miraculous season, but yeah, I think the Thunder are the team at the top of the West that everyone would want to play first round. You have a player in Josh Giddey who scored pretty well in this game. I still don't think he's good. A player in Josh Giddey who cannot play in the playoffs. He can't. That's going to be one of the things in the playoffs I am most interested to see. Do they say, hey, we're ahead of schedule. You know, we want to be, before we make some big all-in trade or before we make big drastic changes, we need to see what everyone looks like in the playoffs. We need to see it. We want to see it. We want to see. Okay, everyone says Josh Giddey's not going to work. Well, we need to see it with our own two eyes first. We need to see it with our own two eyes. Let me tell you something. No, you don't. It's not going to work. You don't need to see it. I've already seen it. It was written in the stars. You don't need to see it, trust me. Hey, you guys buying the Alex Fudge jersey? You showing up with the Fudge jersey? Damn, did Alex Fudge ask Grant Williams for permission for this? Wow. Just kind of surprised that the Mavs let Fudge take number 3. Gotta say. Casey Wallace is a very good Giddey replacement for the future. Yeah, but he's also kind of small. Casey Wallace feels more like a Dort replacement, in my opinion, at some point. I don't know if they have their Giddey replacement yet. Giddey replacement feels like the guy you go pretty all in for in a trade. Should be interesting. Should be interesting. The size is going to come back to bite them in the ass, man. It just is. Hard to win games when you get out rebounded by 20, especially in the playoffs. Especially in the playoffs. We could go back and just look at teams. Has there been a championship team that's been this bad rebounding? I really highly doubt it. I don't want to go year by year. I'm sure somebody's already done it. Let's see. The Nuggets, 10th. Top 10 rebounding team last year. The Heat were a very good rebounding team. Looney against the Mavs ruined us because of that. Yeah, the Mavericks, a big reason why they lost that series to the Warriors was because, one, their offense just died, basically. But yeah, Looney pulled the Mavericks' pants down and spanked them. I can sense something similar happening. So anyways, that's interesting. Interesting. What do you guys want to talk about next? Bucks game or the Kings game? All right. Bulls Kings. Wow. This was... It's funny, too, because I stayed in... I watched pretty much this entire game. I never faltered. Because the Kings blew like 2 separate 20-point leads in this one. Okay? They were up by like 20. No, it wasn't 20. It was like 14, 17, something like that. In the first quarter, built this huge lead. And I said, no. I know how this shit ends. And of course, they immediately blow it or damn near blow the entire lead in the second quarter. Then they build another pretty sizable lead out of halftime. And a 20-point lead down the fucking toilet. And did they blow it all in the fourth quarter? I mean, this was an unmitigated disaster. One of the worst losses of the season, I think, for any team. All things considered. They go into the fourth quarter up 14. They give up 36 points in the fourth. They had a 20-point lead with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Sabonis fouls out. De'Aaron Fox... I'm going to be real with you. If De'Aaron Fox was on my team, he'd piss me off a lot. He would piss me off a lot. It just he just I think it's just the way that he plays. You know, he's such an effortless athlete. But damn, sometimes it's like, dude, do you like want to be on the court? Like, what's going on? Do you want to be on the floor right now? I want to look at some of these some of the shots that the Bulls were hitting in the fourth quarter, because their shot making in the fourth was just fucking nuts. I mean, DeRozan was going crazy. Kobe White had a great game. It was awesome to watch. You could sense it too. That's what was great about it. Ayo Dosunmu was playing well. Yeah, Dosunmu's had a nice season, I think. I think last year there was like a lot of, wait, is this guy like an actual NBA player? He had that like shockingly good rookie season. But DeRozan, who I think had one shot in the first half or something like that, came alive in the fourth quarter of this game. It's always been the funniest thing. DeMar DeRozan, not a very good three-point shooter. Why? Like, the amount of long contested twos he hits, it's the most shocking thing that he can't. Like, he's just like, can't shoot threes. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, look at some of these shots here. Tough shots. 11-point game with 6:53 left. Vucevic is horrible. Vucevic is terrible. Going to a zone because they're scared. I mean, look at that shot. So, I like, okay. Look where his feet are. Why can't you be an elite three-point shooter? I don't understand. I don't understand. It's like in 2K, like a player's mid-range rating is like 90 and his three-point shooting is 70. Or a player's mid-range shooting is like 50 and their three-point shooting is 90. You accidentally step 1 foot inside the three-point line. It's a fucking airball. He's got a crock pot tonight. He's on a slow cook. That's pretty elite. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good one. It's all my players build because mid-range is real hoops. I mean, that's just nasty. He's a nasty boy when he gets going. He's play-by-play is good. I mean, yeah, it's Mark Jones. He's like the lead ESPN guy. Kobe White took this game over at the end. Sabonis fouled out right there. Sabonis was horrible in this game, I thought, in the first half. He was pretty good in the third quarter. 109, 109. What are we going to do? Kobe White. Oh, get the fuck off me. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Weight room. Could be an offensive foul. Could be an offensive foul. That's a dog move right there. Should we look at all of Sabonis' assists in this game? Sabonis, only 4 assists in this one. Let's see him. Yep. That's a hell of a pass right there. That is a hell of a pass. I mean, how did he see that? Wait, hold on. How did he fucking see this? That is wizardry. Wow. Let's see this one. Yep. Holy shit. Bro, that's not an assist. Hey. That is not an assist. No. That can't be an assist, man. That cannot be an assist. There is no world. There is no world in which that's an assist.
Love to see that. Murray inside, nice little step through move and catches.
Keegan Murray. Yep. The bounce pass too. I mean, the little English he puts on it. Mama, there goes that man.
Into the lane. Tried to spray it out. Good verticality by Sabonis. Herter with the
See, I don't mind that being an assist. I don't mind the little hit-ahead passes being an assist. If you take a couple dribbles off a hit-ahead pass, I think that's completely and totally fine being an assist. This one is fucking insane, man.
love to see that.
All right. This is why I tell you guys, right? You watch the bonus games, that you watch Kings games, and then you look at the box score, you're like, wait, Sabonis had 12 assists? Did I miss all of them? Why can't Giddey do the same thing? Well, Sabonis is a huge human and incredibly strong and a great screener. So, you know, that's why it works as well as it does. He is like a legitimately great screener. Anyways, I mean, this is just we haven't gone on subreddits lately because I feel like at this point in the season, teams kind of know who they are, so it's not like the subreddits are going to be that entertaining. But I feel like after a loss like that, we might have to check in on the Kings. And real quick, the Bulls, before we like just shit all over the Kings. One, Caruso is such a dog defensively. It's hard to be. He went 1 of 10, 0 of 6 from 3. Couldn't hit a shot, but he is such a dog defensively. When we talk about like walking, you know, we call Gobert a walking top 10 defense or whatever, or the walking number 1 defense. Caruso's like a walking top 10 defense by himself, which is like almost impossible to do for a perimeter guy. The Bulls' defensive rating when he's on the floor is 112, which would, I think, easily be top 10 in the league. I mean, he is so good defensively. So good. Yeah, 112. The Bulls' defensive rating when he's on the court would be top 6 in the league, which obviously, you know, there's a lot that goes into that, but he's surrounded by terrible defenders. Kobe White's not bad defensively. Donsumu's not bad defensively. But yeah, Vucevic is not good. I don't know if I've ever seen this guy have an efficient game ever. Any Bulls game I watch, this guy's shooting 25% from the field. When DeRozan in the Kings defense, when DeRozan decides it's go time like that, there's really not a lot you can do, to be fair. But real quick on the Bulls, they're 29 and 32. I think they've been above 500 pretty comfortably, right? Since like the first month of the season or whatever. They're comfortably in a play-in spot. We'll be in the 9-10. They were minutes away last year from beating the Heat in the play-in. What happens? What does the NBA look like right now? Honestly, if the Bulls beat hang on and beat the Heat in that playing game. Like what does the NBA look like? I think there's a world where the Heat damn near blow it up. You think Milwaukee would have won the East? Huh. That's kind of a crazy what if. I still think the Nuggets win it all, regardless of who comes out the East, but Chicago, I mean, Boston will take care of business no matter what, but I feel like Chicago would be an annoying team. I'd much rather play the Hawks. I'd probably actually much rather play the Pacers. Just feel like Chicago would, like, with Caruso. Caruso has a game with 6 steals, and our superstar plays like trash. And DeRozan scores 23 points in the fourth quarter or something. And it's like, wait, we just lost game 2 at home? What the fuck just happened? Glad I went to bed at halftime. Had a feeling they weren't serious. Hey, I've been there. I've been there. It's never the loss, it's the way we lose. Hey, trust me, I know. Kings need to call Ann Fong. I don't get it. I don't get it. Ann Fong. Oh, Sacramento attorney. Okay. Whew, not reading all that. Mike Brown on the hot seat for some Kings fans, at least. Yeah, I'll say this. I'm happy this guy pointed this out. Sabonis low-key cries after every play. I'm happy somebody pointed it out. Oh, they're shitting on Sabonis. This is a game thread. People are going to point to a billion things, but 4:20 left in the third. Sabonis gets a big dunk to push the lead to 20 and starts yelling for a foul call. The Bulls push the ball down the court. Sabonis is way out of position and takes a give up foul. His fourth. You're up 20 though. So who cares if he gets his fourth foul, right? Beginning of the end. Sabonis sits and the Bulls cut the lead to 14 by the end of the quarter. The Kings had to survive several bad minutes with no Fox or Sabonis on the court. Fourth quarter, Sabonis picks up 2 legitimate fouls out, and the Kings' offense is screwed. Fox looked tentative, trying to drive against Caruso for good reason. Again, there's just moments with Fox where I'm like, dude, can we pick it up a little bit? Luke is the biggest crybaby in the league. You can't talk. Oh, no. I know Luka cries and complains to the refs all the time. Trust me. I know. Hey, you're not gonna get like you're not gonna get a gotcha on me for that. I know. Trust me, brother. I get screamed at all the time. You switch the names is literally the Mavs subreddit. Yeah, it's very similar. Little things like a foul of 20 seems like nothing at the time, but little things snowball, especially with teams like the Kings that don't have much mental toughness. There was also a moment in this game where Chris Duarte picked up a technical foul. And to that guy's point, those are the dumb things that happen over the course of games where you pick up a technical foul, trying to figure out where it was. And it's just letting teams sort of get back into it. You get pissed off because you thought you got fouled. You're yelling at the refs. You're up by, 14 points. Well, okay, technical foul. They get to see a shot go in. The game slows down a little bit. When was this? Chris Duarte. Was Chris Duarte really good in this? Yeah, he was getting big minutes, I guess. Well, now I'm just scrolling around looking for Chris Duarte technical foul. But anyways, you guys get my gist, man. These teams, these Western Conference teams, I don't think the Mavs are mentally tough. I don't. I think they can be when they lock in, but they don't lock in. They're not like the Kings. I think get punched in the mouth and roll over. Like the Kings get punched in the mouth and die. They don't have dog in them like that. They get punched in the mouth and roll over and die. The Mavs just like, meh, we don't want to show up tonight. Like there's a difference between the two. And then when they decide they want to show up, it's far too late. The Kings come out and they're like, hey, we're going to show up tonight. Okay, nice. We built a 15-point lead. We're good. The other team goes on a 6-0 run and they're like, oh, fuck, here we go. Here it comes again. Let's say the Kings versus Mavs face each other in the play-in in Sacramento. Are you worried at all? Yes. It's why I want out of the play-in tournament. I don't care about, oh, well, if you win the play-in, dude, a one-game win or go home thing, too much can happen. Too much can happen. Too much can happen. So anyways, I mean, really one of the worst losses of the season, I think, for any team, all things considered. If you're in the Western Conference now at this point in time, I've been hesitant to call games must-win. We are reaching the must-win territory for these teams, especially like at home against the Bulls, right? The Bulls are a competitive team. It's not like they're They're some trash team. They're a competitive team. 6.5 point favorites at home. You got to win that game. You're in a game. You're up 20. You got to win it. So, a pretty impressive win for the Bulls and a horrible loss for the Kings. What it boils down to. Duncan Robinson greater than Tim Hardaway Jr. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm a little ashamed to admit how much of this Grizzlies Nets game I watched. Damn near all of it. But Clippers and Bucks. This is a great win for Milwaukee. What are we feeling about the Clippers? Because they're starting to rack up some of these losses now. They're starting to rack up some losses where we're like, yo, okay. Yeah, Harden's shooting has kind of fallen off a little tiny bit. But they also have this infatuation with small ball where it just absolutely slaughters them. And late in this game, Bobby Portis went barnacles. I mean, he was going barnacles. Let's get to the fourth quarter, like the end of the fourth quarter. Look at some of these, what I'm talking about. Bobby Portis, he going barnacles. Get out, Zubac. Damn, man. This is why your ass doesn't play in the fucking playoffs. That's why your ass doesn't play in the postseason, man. AJ Green. You gotta, hey man, these white guys that shoot, they're into doing one thing. Sam Merrill, he's fucking shooting threes. Okay. AJ Green, he's shooting threes. Matt Ryan, he's chunking that thing when he gets on the floor. That's tough. That's tough. Yeah, that's true. Batum and Morris kind of made Batum, I think specifically, made the small ball work. And their offense was just horrible, too, down the stretch. You got to give some credit to the Bucks defensively, obviously. Bobby Portis versus Paul George. Get the hell out of the way. Yeah, it does kind of feel like they've turned a corner, unfortunately. Not really, unfortunately. I don't really care. It was kind of funny, though, when they weren't good. See, like, Dame, fourth quarter, 5 minutes left. Dame hits this shot, and there is kind of like a collective, oh, fuck. Here we go. Right? He does have that feeling about him. When he, I mean, Pat Beverly hits this one to tie the game, and it's a shotgun blast to your chest cavity. But Dame hits a shot late in the game, and you're like, here it comes. Tough finish. And it was over after this. I mean, it was an onslaught, pretty much. Clippers went a full, 4 minutes. What did I say? You got to get out on those white boys. Bobby Portis for some Amir Coffee. Shooting over him. And then me and Patrick Beverly are going to have a psycho moment together. Let me find the Patrick Beverly, the Pat Bev, Bobby Portis psycho moment. Yep. Game time. You gotta love Bobby Portis. You really do. Yeah. Look. Oh. That's a hilarious duo, bro. That is a hilarious duo. Yeah, they are having a dog off. I want to look at some of the Clippers' offensive possessions down the stretch. Because damn, it was bad. So they had How many points did they score in the fourth quarter? 25. That even feels like more than I was expecting. Amir Coffey's kind of fallen off a little bit, which is bad news for them because he was kind of like an important piece. Brooke Lopez with the block there. Amir Coffey bricking a wide open three. The shot just looks wonky. You know, Kawhi was bricking shot after shot down the stretch. Yeah, Norman Powell had a bit of a rough one down the stretch too. You know, gotta make those shots. Just reverting to chunking threes down the stretch of the game when you just needed some points to sort of stabilize things. It's a great pass by Kawhi. That was their first field goal. When was that? 141 left in the game. When was their last make before that? Yeah, they went nearly 4 minutes of game time without a field goal. Looks weird seeing Kawhi miss a basketball shot. Yeah, I know. But a great win for the Bucks. Really. Really great win. And what are they on now? What is this? 6-game winning streak? Yep, 6-game winning streak for Milwaukee. Hey, man. Here they come. Here they come. They play defense like how they played last night. They can hang with anybody. For sure. They can hang with every single team in the league. That's what separates the Nuggets from the rest. If shots not falling, Jokic and Jamal can do some voodoo shit and save them. So it's just, any other games last night that we want to talk about? Timberwolves beat the Trailblazers. Timberwolves versus the Trailblazers. Anthony Edwards had another hilarious moment in this game where he missed the opening tip for some reason. But a much needed back. So he technically came off the bench. That's going to be some fun trivia thing where it's like Anthony Edwards, the one game Anthony Edwards came off the bench. He was at the scorer's table on the opening tip-off, ready to check in. Hilarious player. Jazz beat the Wizards, caught the tail end of this game. Jordan Clarkson was going barnacles. 38 points, 10 rebounds. The Wizards are fucking horrid. They're abhorrently bad. They're the worst team in the league, pretty comfortably. I'm doing my power rankings video today. They're the worst team in the league. Them and the Blazers. I think the Pistons have worked their way up. And then the Grizzlies and Nets. The Grizzlies are also one of the worst teams in the league currently. They just, offensively, it is such a struggle. It is such a struggle offensively watching them sometimes. But you know what? Hey, man. They don't have some of the guys. Like Luke Kennard running point guard for you. But they still managed to beat the Nets. Can I say something? Who is this guy? I watched this game. Who is this? Matt Hurt? Oh, okay, yeah, I did see him. I think it was the Nets broadcast team kept confusing him for Jake LaRavia. So maybe that's why I was confused. Maybe that's why I was confused. Every time we touch the ball, they're like, LaRavia for 3? Oh, wait, no, that's Hurt. And I was like, who the hell is that? Cam Johnson, what's up with him? And I'll say this too, Jake LaRavia, low key. I'm not gonna lie. There's been times where I watch the Grizzlies, and I'm like, is Jake LaRavia maybe the worst player in the NBA? Like, is Jake LaRavia maybe the worst player in the sport? But he's looked like an NBA player lately. Like maybe an in the bench guy. So ironic they signed a guy named Hurt. That is pretty funny. Lamar Stevens has actually been pretty good for them too. That was that Xavier Tillman trade, just kind of a throw-in. He's been pretty good for them actually. But man, it's just the Nets are just stinky. Stinky, stinky, stinky. Mikal Bridges is clearly, like, his wrist is fucking him up. His shot looks horrible. His shot looks horribly bad. I think they might regret not trading him for a long time. Yes, the Grizzlies, if they're healthy, will be back in the mix in a major way next season. All right, just looking at some standings here. Looking at some standings here. This little like cluster of teams, nobody can separate themselves. No one can separate themselves right here. Someone like basically somebody, the league is begging. The league is begging for one of these teams just to say, all right, we're going to go on a 5-game winning streak while everyone else is losing, and we're going to solidify ourselves as the 5 seed. Not happening. Mavs 2 games back of the 5 seed. Kings a game and a half back. Anything can happen still. Anything can happen. The Suns are going to be without D-Book for the next week plus, and they've really struggled lately. The Kings are liable to lose every single fucking game they play. And here's the thing. Here's what sucks about the Kings, right? Is they get these like really impressive wins. Beat the Clippers on the road. Like, let's go. We're back. We're so back. Let's do it. Then you lose the next night against the Heat without Jimmy Butler, without Tyler Hero, without Terry Rozier. Who all were they without? Without damn near their entire team. You're up 16 on the road against the Nuggets. You give up like a 40-10 run. You don't like these? I kind of like the Harden. I really am thinking about copping Harden 7s. I almost did a couple days ago. I need some new shoes. I feel like the Lukas aren't that durable. Like my white Luka ones I have are like, I feel like they're already kind of reaching their end. And then they're like barely a year old. The Kai ones. Those are dropping tomorrow. I got like an invite to them, but I don't think I'll be able to go. Sneaker politics. So anyways, looking at the standings. The Nuggets, I think, are going to be the 1 seed. And it's funny watching these teams lately. All of these teams have glaring weaknesses. And here come the Nuggets. Like, here it comes. We spent the entire year saying that the West is so wide open. The West is so wide open. And here we are in March, and it doesn't really feel that way anymore. You know? It doesn't really feel that way. Just it feels like it's the Nuggets to lose. The Clippers are starting to look old. The Clippers are already starting to, it looks like, run out of steam, which is not what you want. And they have a size problem as well. Their small ball, after that trade, because, yeah, Batum was a big piece in their small ball equation. The Nuggets, a fucking force. The Thunder just have this size problem that is a glaring weakness. And the Timberwolves just have a brain problem. Like, that's it. Their brains collectively shut off. I just, I don't know how it's not the Nuggets. Nuggets and Celtics, which would be an incredible series. I'm always like a fan of there being parity and upsets and stuff like that. But then at the same time, I'm also kind of like, damn, Nuggets Celtics would be pretty great. Like, that would be a great series to watch. You know, and that's what That's what it's kind of nice about the NBA is usually the best teams win. Do you get to that point in the season? All right, slate of games tonight. The Mavs play the Pacers again, seeing if they can get revenge for a week ago. 4.5 point. In my emotionally hedging the Dallas Mavericks, what should we do here? Should we go just Pacers money line straight up, or Pacers to cover? I'm trying to think what would upset me. If the Mavericks win by 2, would I be upset? I don't necessarily think so. So I'll go money line. I'll go money line. Magic and Hornets, Celtics and Cavs. The Cavs are now dealing with a wide range of injuries. Of course, the Maverick they used all of their miracle luck against the Mavericks. Sixers and Nets, Pistons and Heat, Hawks and Knicks. 2.5 point favorites for the Knicks. That's only because both of these teams are dead. Pelicans and Raptors, Spurs and Rockets, Suns and Nuggets on TNT. All right. I mean, not a very great slate of games, if I'm being honest with you, but these are the ones. These are the nights where it's like, oh, these games suck, and then there's like 6 buzzer beaters. A little bit worried for the Mavericks. Obviously, the last time these two teams met, Rick coached laps around the kid. Luka is questionable, which I'm assuming he's going to play. He's been questionable every fucking game. However, he did tweak his ankle. So, there's that. And another reason why I'm concerned is the Pacers have been dog shit their last 2 games, and Tyrese Halliburton has also been absolutely dog shit. You know he's going to have a big breakout game at some point. But I think he's like legit dealing with injuries, though. He's playing at like 50%. Tyrese Halliburton is. He probably shouldn't be playing. So that's that. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can check this out live every morning. 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, playback.tv/slightly biased. Unblocked Slightly shirts coming soon? ? Coming soon? Who knows?